Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into today's video. We have more gaming and PlayStation news, rumors and leaks to go over, including Moon Studios' ambitious action RPG expansion, No Rest for the Wicked, sensational viewership records for The Last of Us Season 2 trailer, Oblivion Remake rumors continue to gain traction, and PSVR 2 gets a major price drop and multiple new game announcements. We also have Xbox handheld rumors and Microsoft's future plans, Ubisoft facing shareholder pressure amidst acquisition rumors, and finally we'll be discussing the first Berserker, a hardcore ARPG with deep combat mechanics. Like I said, lots to discuss and go over today. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new here to the channel, please consider subscribing and becoming a channel member. So starting off with Moon Studios, the developer best known for the Ori series, they've been making waves with its latest action RPG, No Rest for the Wicked, as you can see being played here in the background. Now the game, which is currently in early access, has been receiving a lot of attention not only for its stunning visuals, but also for the studio's commitment to refining and expanding its experience based on player feedback. A significant development in Moon Studios' journey with No Rest for the Wicked is their recent acquisition of their publishing rights, making them fully independent. This move allows them complete creative control over the game's direction, ensuring they can shape it exactly as they envisage. A lengthy update video clocking in at over 25 minutes provided an in-depth look at the game's progress. The highlight of the update was the Breach, a massive expansion that effectively doubles the size of the game world. This update introduces new story elements, additional enemies, more boss fights, and a wider variety of gears for players to experiment with. While many PC players were hoping for co-op functionality to be the first major update, developers have clarified that multiplayer features will arrive in the next major update instead. In a final surprise, Moon Studios revealed that the longtime collaborator Gareth Coker has returned to compose the soundtrack for No Rest of the Wicked. Now Coker, he's famous for his work on the Ori series and the epic soundtrack of Halo Infinite. He is expected to bring his signature emotional and immersive music to the game. With these significant updates and a commitment to ongoing improvement, No Rest for the Wicked is shaping up to be a standout entry in the action RPG genre. Are you excited about the direction Moon Studios is taking? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about this game. Let's move on. Now fans of The Last of Us are eagerly anticipating the release of Season 2, and if the trailer's reception is any indication, the hype is at an all-time high. Premiering during the SXSW event, the official trailer for Season 2 broke HBO's viewership records, amassing a staggering 158 million views across various platforms within just 3 days. The milestone makes it the most watched trailer for any HBO Max original show within that time frame, surpassing previous trailers for the series by at least 160%. The success of The Last of Us series is nothing new. The first season was a massive hit, ranking as the second most viewed HBO premiere of the past decade, just behind House of the Dragon. The show also recorded the largest pilot to episode 2 viewership increase, drawing in 5.7 million viewers in the US during its initial broadcast. So far, season 1 episodes have averaged around 32 million viewers across the US, showcasing the show's widespread appeal. Season 2 is set to premiere on April the 13th, running for 7 episodes, with the finale scheduled for May the 25th. Now this season will adapt a portion of the Last of Us Part 2 game, with additional seasons planned to cover the rest of the game's storyline. Showrunner Craig Mazin has confirmed that there is enough material for at least 1 or 2 more seasons. Neil Druckmann, the franchise creator, has hinted that a third installment of the game series might never happen, as he is currently focused on a new IP from Naughty Dog called Intergalactic. However, with the show's enormous success, it remains to be seen whether Sony might push for another game in the future, and I suspect the third game, the third Last of Us, will be out within the next 2 to 3 years, because behind the scenes at Naughty Dog, they will have several teams working on various games or various stages of games, and no doubt The Last of Us Part 3, the game is too big, the series is too good not to have part 3 to the story. So I suspect behind the scenes there are devs and there are teams working on elements of The Last of Us Part 3, and when Intergalactic ships out, full focus will then switch to The Last of Us Part 3. Season 2 takes place 5 years after the events of the first season, with Joel and Ellie dealing with the repercussions of their actions. Returning characters include Tommy and Maria, while newcomers include Abby, Dina and Jesse, who will play significant roles in Season 2. With intense storytelling and dramatic dramatic new character arcs, the Season 2 will be another unforgettable chapter in The Last of Us saga. I can't wait for Season 2 for The Last of Us. If you're a fan of the franchise, there's not long to wait now for this. Okay, let's move on. Rumors of a full remake of The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion have been circulating now for a while, and the latest report suggests that an official announcement is imminent. The remake is reportedly being developed in Unreal Engine 5 with Virtuous Studios at the helm. While speculation about the remake has been ongoing, recent reports from sources like VGC and industry insider Nate the Hate indicate that we could see an official reveal within the coming week. Now, if these reports hold true, the game is expected to launch before June 2025, with some sources even suggesting a possible April release. Of course, until Bethesda or Virtuous make an official announcement, all of this remains speculation. However, the excitement surrounding a potential Oblivion remake with fans of the series is undeniable. This game is widely regarded as one of the best open world RPGs of all time, and a modernized version built in Unreal Engine 5 could bring its sprawling world to life in breathtaking new ways. Now, for fans of the Elder Scrolls series, now might be the time to revisit Oblivion before diving into what could be a next-gen reimagining of the classic adventure. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I genuinely struggle to get into RPG games most of the time. I simply don't have enough time to play such huge games. I don't doubt their quality or their storytelling. In fact, rave reviews about some of these RPG games, they're fantastic. But for me, it's always about how long the game takes to complete. And these types of games, for me, just take too long. Once I'm done with it, then I definitely don't want to go back. It just takes too long. And with Oblivion, I've been there, I've done it. I spent hundreds of hours playing this game back in the day when it came out, and I'm quite happy for it to remain as one of my most played games from the past. I certainly don't want to revisit a game like this again. It's just going to take too long. For me personally, I want to get a great gaming experience somewhere between 15 to 30 hours, give or take. And if it takes 40 hours, that's okay, as long as it's worth it and it's not just padded out to make the game feel and last longer. I don't mind if the game is shorter than 15 hours. Again, it's about the quality of the game and the experience rather than the time spent playing it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about whether you would play a remake of Oblivion. Okay guys, let's move on. Great news if you are a PSVR 2 owner or if you're looking to invest in a PSVR 2. So the PSVR 2 right now is more affordable than ever before, with Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle dropping to £399, $399 this month. With this price reduction, the timing is absolutely perfect for a whole range of new VR game announcements, and that's exactly what we've had. So here's a quick brief rundown of the latest VR games. There's 6 that have been announced that are coming soon. So first up, we have Out of Sight VR, which is a unique second-person VR experience where players control Sophie, who's a blind girl who can only see through the eyes of a teddy bear. You have to guide her through a dark, eerie mansion filled with danger. This actually sounds like a really interesting game. Next up, we have Postal 2 VR, a VR adaptation of the infamous 2003 first-person shooter featuring immersive manual reloading and physical melee combat. Now this sounds more like my kind of game. Next up, we have RoboQuest VR, a fast-paced FPS with a roguelike mechanics boasting over 100 weapons and intense single-player and co-op action. Next up, we have Shadowgate VR, The Mines of Mythrock, a VR reimagining of the classic Shadowgate series where players wield magical abilities to navigate through perilous dungeons. We also have Surviving Mars Pioneer, a first-person survival game set on the Red Planet where players must manage resources and overcome the harsh Martian environment. And finally, we have Wrath, Aeon of Ruin VR, a high-intensity FPS built on the Quake engine, delivering old-school, adrenaline-fueled action inspired by 90s shooters like Doom. With all these new additions, the PSVR 2 is now looking more appealing than ever before. Whether you're a fan of classic shooters, immersive storytelling, or survival experiences, there's plenty to be excited about in the world of VR gaming. Brilliant news if you're planning on picking up a PSVR 2, especially with the price drop, or if you just want more games to play on the PSVR 2. So, let's move on. In recent weeks, rumors have been circulating about Microsoft's plans to enter the gaming handheld market with an Xbox branded device. Reports suggest that Microsoft is working closely with a PC gaming OEM to develop a handheld that will be unmistakably Xbox in both design and functionality. Now, the device is expected to feature an official Xbox guide button, a user interface that aligns with the Xbox ecosystem, and a form factor that reflects Microsoft's gaming identity. However, Rather than being a closed console system, this handheld is said to run a full version of Windows with an emphasis on the Microsoft Store and PC Game Pass. Sources have indicated that Microsoft has fully greenlit this next generation of Xbox hardware, which will reportedly include both a premium successor to the Xbox Series X and Microsoft's own in-house gaming handheld. Now, if these reports are accurate, gamers can expect the next generation devices to launch in 2027. The Verge has since reported that Microsoft's broader goal is to unify the Xbox and Windows platform into a single, seamless gaming ecosystem, and the rumored handheld device, which is believed to be manufactured by Asus, is expected to play a key role in this strategy. Asus is said to be one of Microsoft's launch partners for this initiative, but as with any major project of this scale, timelines remain subject to change as Microsoft continues its development efforts. Microsoft is also working on an Xbox UX framework, which will provide a common user experience across multiple devices. This will not only simplify navigation for players, but will also make it easier for developers to launch their games across the Xbox consoles, PC, and handhelds without significant modifications. Jason Reynolds, he's Microsoft's vice president for the next generation gaming. He hinted at these changes earlier this year, emphasizing that the company is focused on merging the best aspects of Xbox and Windows into a more cohesive gaming environment. With an increasing push towards an all-encompassing gaming ecosystem, Microsoft seems committed to putting players and their game libraries at the center of their gaming experience. The official details are still under wraps, but more announcements are expected this year. I mean, if you're into Xbox, right, if you're into that ecosystem, then this all sounds quite exciting. I will have to call out the elephant in the room here because honestly, why would you want to buy an Xbox product right now? Just take a look, read the room, right? Why would you want to buy an Xbox product right now? What is going to entice you into buying an Xbox product? I've already said if you're in the ecosystem, it makes sense. I get it. You got your library of games, you've got history with the console and the platform, I get it. But anybody else, if you're new to gaming or if you're looking to pick up a next-gen console in 2027, reportedly, why would you invest in an Xbox ecosystem? All Xbox games are going to end up on PlayStation, and the only place you can play PlayStation games at launch anyway are on PlayStation. I mean, yeah, they might get ported over to PC, some of them will anyway, we know that. So the only place you can really play PlayStation games and Xbox games will be on a PlayStation platform. So surely it makes sense just to buy a PlayStation and play all these games on one console. Following the success of the PlayStation Portal, we know Sony is also developing and working on a handheld to release sometime post 2028, possibly coinciding with the launch of the PS6 or maybe just after. So in theory, you will be able to play all of your PlayStation games and your Xbox game via a PlayStation console and a PlayStation handheld. Whereas on your Xbox console and your Xbox handheld, you'll only be able to play your Xbox games and perhaps Steam games if the platform supports other storefronts. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm intrigued. Let's move on, guys. Ubisoft is one of the most recognized names within the gaming industry, and it's facing increasing pressure from investors regarding its financial performance and strategic direction. AJ Investments, a minority shareholder in Ubisoft, has publicly criticized the company's management, accusing it of poor decision-making and failing to communicate crucial business decisions with its shareholders. In a recent statement, AJ Investments CEO Juraj Krupa claimed that Ubisoft had engaged in undisclosed decisions with major gaming companies such as Microsoft and EA regarding potential acquisitions of its intellectual properties. Krupa also expressed frustration over Microsoft's partnership with the Saudi-based Savvy Group for downloadable content in Assassin's Creed Mirage, asserting that these decisions were not properly disclosed to its investors. The controversy doesn't stop there. Ubisoft has also been accused of financial mismanagement, with particular criticism directed at the repeated delays of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Initially, the game was set to launch in 2024. The game was pushed back multiple times and is currently scheduled for release as of March the 20th, 2025. These delays, coupled with revised financial forecasts, have led to sharp declines in Ubisoft's stock price, negatively impacting retail investors while benefiting larger institutional investors who capitalize on lower stock value. AJ Investments is taking action by organizing a protest outside Ubisoft's Paris headquarters headquarters in May, demanding greater transparency and clearer recovery strategy. Krupa stated that if Ubisoft's ongoing financial review, led by Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, yields tangible improvements in shareholder value, the demonstration will be called off. However, if no satisfactory progress is made, investors are prepared to escalate their demands for leadership changes. And the situation is unfolding against a backdrop of past controversies, including reports that Ubisoft's management, in collaboration with Tencent, explored the possibility of taking the company private. And Ubisoft has also faced allegations of poor working conditions at Brandeville Studios, an Indonesian development partner, assisting with the Assassin's Creed Shadows game. And Ubisoft maintains that it is actively reviewing strategic options to maximize shareholder value. But with growing unrest amongst investors, the company is under significant pressure to deliver results within the coming months. I mean, it just sounds like a complete mess at Ubisoft, and to be fair, it's been like that now for a while. The constant push for mediocre games every single year, completely rinsing their IP for everything and stuffing their games full of microtransactions with the same cut and paste level development. It's finally caught up with them. Their games used to be really good, innovative, creative, different, but they've just stagnated and are surviving off past glories. I hope Assassin's Creed Shadows does really well. I want it to succeed. I want the game to do well. And I hope they're able to turn this around and take their time with their games in the future and actually deliver great gaming experiences like they used to do in the past. Anyway, let's move on. So fans of challenging action RPGs have something to really look forward to with the upcoming release of the first Berserker Kazan. Developed by Neopol, which is a subsidiary of Nexon, this hardcore action RPG has drawn comparisons to the Souls-like genre thanks to its intricate combat mechanics and stamina-based gameplay. Originally announced in December 2023, the game is set to launch on March the 27th, 2025 across all platforms. The combat system in the first Berserker revolves around three core mechanics: attacking, dodging, and guarding. And while dodging consumes less stamina and requires precise timing, guarding provides a more reliable means of defense, though at a higher stamina cost. Players who master the perfect guard technique will reduce stamina consumption and maximize stun effects, allowing for more tactical approach towards their battles. One of the most crucial aspects of the game is the stamina management. Overextending in combat can leave Kazan exhausted, rendering him vulnerable to enemy attacks. However, this stamina system also applies to the enemies, meaning players can use strategic tactics to force enemies into exhaustion before launching powerful counterattacks. Now, some enemies will be more resilient, relying on fortitude instead of stamina, and these opponents require a different approach as their fortitude may be chipped away over time, rewarding patient and calculated attacks. A key feature of the combat system is the brutal attack, a devastating move that can be unleashed when an enemy is in an exhausted state. Mastering the balance between offense, defense, and stamina conservation will be essential for overcoming the game's many formidable bosses. With its deep combat mechanics, punishing difficulty, and rewarding gameplay, the first Berserker aims to be a standout addition to the Souls-like genre. What are your thoughts about this game? I mean, it looks good and it sounds good, and if you're into your Souls-like games, then I guess this is really appealing. I may be tempted to give this a try. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the topics discussed in today's video. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next video.